Welcome everybody to our Dementia Toolkit video series, a one-stop shop answering all your questions on everything dementia related. Simple educational advice from people with lived experience and professionals in their field. We aim to provide support that's personalised to help you on your dementia journey. What is the vision for Cornwall and people living with dementia?
I think the vision started with two wonderful people, and that's Dr. Allison Hibbert and Stuart Cohen, who is a mental health lead in the NHS. And I think they've been working on this for some years, and clearly eventually they have found the funding or work towards getting the funding to make this happen. But essentially it's about, we know there are so many people living with dementia in our communities. Now for the people who are diagnosed, we know much more support is needed, and to enable them to live well in their community and with their carers and their families. But also we know there is a significant number of people who are living without a diagnosis. So they're not known to us, they're not in our support system. We can't reach them and we can't help unless we know who they are. So this is about greater support for everybody living with dementia and their carers in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly.
How can someone start the process of getting help?
Okay, so I would say firstly, if you have concerns about your memory, go to your GP. Your GP will then do their own assessments and they'll refer you to the memory assessment clinic. And from that you'll come into the community and be able to access support from the primary care dementia practitioner and from our team at Dementia Together. For anyone already living with dementia, you can contact the service directly if you need some support, and there are the 3 phone numbers for each of the localities, so depending on where you live, and hopefully we'll display those numbers so people will have them available to them, and we encourage them to contact them, and primarily it's office hours, so it's approximately 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Can you give me an example of a case study of someone getting a diagnosis and then what happened next?
Yeah, not so much from the diagnosis point, but I'm thinking about a case study of one recently actually, where we were referred a gentleman because he'd actually been in hospital for smoke inhalation, and he came through to us, and he did have, his children lived out of county, so they weren't local, his family, so he kind of lived alone, but he had a neighbour who was very helpful with shopping and helping him understand his bills, but he also had low vision. So there was lots of support that we were able to put in place for him, aside from being there with him in the home, companionship type support. We made a whole range of referrals to all the services we knew that were the right services for him, such as Eyesight Cornwall, one of our partners in the Disability Alliance, and they supported him with aids for the kitchen and adaptations which help with his low vision. We referred to our own disability information advice line. They were successful with an attendance allowance claim for him, so that helped maximise his income. With that we helped him get domestic support in the home. We organised blister packs so he could see his medications or have his medications in the right place for him where he could access them more easily. We did a referral to the Cornwall Carers Advice Line for the neighbour who was the carer to make sure they were being supported in their own right as well. I don't have the outcome of that, but they would have been supported and know that they can just call that Carers Advice Line at any time for assistance as and when they need it. And we helped facilitate a discussion around lasting power of attorney with his family, with his children. So that got underway while he still had capacity. And we referred him to adult social care for a needs assessment, and that was successful with a package care twice a day. And ultimately, we supported him throughout that journey there. We don't just rip our people off, we keep track of that, make sure the person's got the outcome they want, and then see them through getting everything into place. And we wouldn't pull out of our support until we know all of that is in place and everything's working well. And ultimately, it allowed him to maintain his independence and continue all the activities and continue with his quality of life, which was what was the most important thing.